couldn't stand another hour of daylight. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. You'd better get a move on if you want to change things. This is Dixie's goods. There's an outfitter and an upgrade bench dangling in that little blimp. Let's see. Asks you to check out the wares. Confident. Says you're... Stash for your trash. Let's hope you won't regret it. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. Plastic scrap stays forever, but maybe you can make something out of it. You need to show your mount who's boss. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots.
Papa Morphobak.
What do you think his are? He's the one that's called out of date, remember?
Farfarifjo. Tuka Kubu.
Out of date says there's a time for everything, and now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone.
Kutai. Hifar befarbe.
Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things.
Ba lo yualu.
If you continue to do good, good will follow you.
Ye mufurbo. Bumu.
If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark.
Pilvov ugvuhu vobra boom.
He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive.
Yalawa wat nawa.
Out of date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Ayamu aya.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Yatu yao mawa.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Mauketo tul atu yamanau.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Mauketo tul atu yamanau.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Lotu lu bayo.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Lotu lu bayo.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Tamuk gabamuktab.
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
To why?
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark, in the event of a cataclysm.
Kuzata ghetto.
Out of date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Luatolu dum.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east.
Tuluya. Voto lula.
Out of date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko.
Toluvoya lo yalubatoluyu.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped.
Momombusu.
Out of date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Toluvoya lo yalubatoluyu.
He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared.
Toluvoya lo yalubatoluyu.
Out of date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Yudnuluaptula.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Taimis.
Didn't have much else to say, so no problem.